What's up, everybody at home? Welcome to our first episode of the second season of our podcast, Izinja zeGame. We know this show wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for MTNFC. Shout out to MTNFC for making it possible for us. And I'm your host. The name is Josta Dladla. And a big thanks to everybody, guys. Big thanks to everybody that was listening to the show on the first season and obviously like watching it on YouTube as well. This show wouldn't be possible if you guys didn't like it. Keep on supporting us. And now you see what you guys did? You had to make the bosses to pay for the second season. Our guest today is one of the most recognizable names, not only like in football, but also like, in the film industry, Hollywood as well. I don't know how you got that name. He'll get to probably he's been explaining and telling people about where he got the nickname from. I mean, this is a guy that played for Jomo Cosmos. That's where he started his career, and also played for the Double Treble, like how like Ilukwatu used to say it, Double Treble, Triple, whatever. Yeah. That team that won back to back and trophies, like league trophies, and also they were just beating everybody. And ended up at Swallows. I played with him at Swallows, and it wasn't a great run. I think the guy really hated Swallows as well. I blame him for Swallows being going out there. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Dikgang Terminator Mabalane. What's up, my boy?
I'm like sitting on the edge, Nje, waiting to answer you. But thank you, Chostero. I couldn't wait. The intro. I wanted the intro. I know. Yeah, it's like I don't know what to think about it. Okay, there are compliments there, and they are like bashing me here and there. I'm like, I'm afraid. I was already enjoying the compliments. But you know what? I know it's fine. Oh, so I relegated Swallows.
No, okay, it was already relegated when you got there, bro. It was in the second division when you got there, right?
No.
Already?
No.
So you got relegated? It got relegated when you were there with them?
Yes, from the PSL. Man.
Yes.
Joe, I've experienced like the extremes of football. Yeah.
So you started at you had like humble beginnings.
Yes.
With Cosmos, we're gonna get into that, and then you did so well, going to Pirates as well, and then Solos was just something else. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
See, now what you up to, bro? I see, you're doing a lot of analysis and commentary with SuperSport. How's that transition being? I mean, now sitting behind the desk and talking about the players, what they're doing on the field, and getting to criticize them.
Look, I'm enjoying SuperSport. I think it was a blessing. Not many players can actually say that.
Yeah.
I had a good transition. No, it wasn't good necessarily, but I'm saying right now, fortunately, I had something to do after football, and I'm grateful for that. So that's what I'm doing: SuperSport analysis, and the name is working for me right now. For a lot of players, that's what we should be grateful for. That's why we play the game, because then it gives you that name that will work for you after football. I think that's what's happening now, and I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I'm enjoying.
So a lot of youngs don't understand that whatever that they're doing right now, it might carry them later, even post-football and all of that. And you understood that from the young age?
Honestly, I didn't think I'll end up at SuperSport, but I realized that, later on, obviously, after football, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wabona or no, okay. Actually, I'm here because I'm still relevant, my name is still out there. People's, you know what I mean? And I think that's the only thing. It's the name. The name is important.
I mean, we grew up not having cell phones back in the days. I remember me and you started back then 98, 99 season. You're old, bro. I know you look like you're 19 years old now. People don't know that you're 55. But when we started, some of us didn't even have cell phones.
Yeah.
Now we are in a generation now where social media is one of the biggest thing out there. Influencers play a big role when it comes to TV, when it comes to all the stuff that what you do as well. And I see you posting gymming a lot.
Yeah.
It's what's up with that, dog? You still training you used to when you were young, or what is that? And I see now you in this Instagram thingy, So what's up? Why are you keeping so fit? Has it just been the lifestyle, or it's just
Yeah.
you trying to do what the youngies are doing
Yeah.
out there?
First of all, hey, we must adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
times change, things, technology and everything, we must adapt. Otherwise, you don't adapt, you die.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I'm doing
Yeah.
now, but but gym, it's something that I've always enjoyed. I've always been a fitness freak. I've always been that guy. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. It's for me, it's just part of who I am. I'm wired like that.
Yeah.
If I could put it like that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. But I know you like that really. Lindo. So I actually started this before football. And it was, just like, but then it was for a different reason. La hola, you want to be Stefane and Batauba, Kenye di keeper the tight and
Okay.
it was, I was just a young kid, but I didn't realize that it actually is something that I'll enjoy, and it will help me with football as well and after football. So, hey, you'll never know. Some things it's just, who you are, how you wired, just the person that you are. I mean, and genetically also, I thank God.
So I'll tell you a story. Like I went to boarding school somewhere in Lenseria back in the days.
Yeah.
So there used to be a dude that used to stay in your area. And he used to tell me stories about this Terminator guy. If I talk to you about Terminator, Terminator, this and that. Apparently, he used to juggle the ball. I know your streets are they're uphill, right?
Yes.
Uphill. Apparently, you used to after school when you used to go buy where goes Paza shop to go buy yourself milk or not. You used to juggle the ball all the way up and down. How true is that? So this boy's you had big thighs like that and this and that. up until I got to play against you when you were at Cosmos and I was still at Vets. Yes. And I saw this Terminator and whatever. And I looked at the thighs. You're big thighs, bruh, for such a young man, So is that was it because of you used to run a lot up those hills, in Deep Kloof Extension?
Yeah.
He used to stay go Deep Kloof Expensive, by the way. He was a cheese boy back in the days.
I cannot honestly answer that question because yes, Kimutojima, I've always been. Yeah. So maybe probably it's from that, but it's also like I said, genes as well. We are lean. I can a lot of fat. You know what I mean?
Probably 4% fat
in your body. But I think it goes back to that. It's a combination of both genetically as well as my lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I mean, also it could be that when we were growing up. Before getting professional, when I was still playing, training
squats, frog jumps. So you used to do a lot of frog jumps.
Bruh.
For real.
Frog jump from one goalpost to the other. And those coaches are like, come on, let's go. There's a whole lot of, reasons and probably why that came to be. But it's that. But I enjoy training. I enjoy exercising. That's just, it comes easy to me.
Yeah.
I always say when people say, hey, but we're not gym all, why would you So it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, yeah. Do you feel lifestyle. If you don't do it, you feel like there's something missing in
your
life?
What I mean?
Yeah. That's how I feel most of the time.
You know. Yeah.
So let's talk about your nickname. What I know you probably explained this or you've told a lot of people about this nickname. Who came up with this nickname? Who gave you the name Terminator? Where is it coming from, bro?
Okay, you are right. A lot of people were curious about that because when they see me, they're like, Terminator because they're expecting to see
huge guy, mega type of guy.
Hey, Muna, I didn't know you oh God. So, but the name came, I see, and the reason is the name literally not from football. Really, it wasn't a name I was given because I played football. It was even before I started playing professionally. Actually. That's where I got the name.
Because you used to bulldoze a lot of boys there.
Not even.
Thighs or what?
Nah.
Let's hear the story.
You were in the thighs.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But a friend of ours, when I think I was 10, 11, around that age, got Deep Kloof. And this guy was like a movie fanatic and he saw me there. I guess me and my physique and all of that. And for me, it wasn't a thing, but people say, hey, Muna, unalidi masile and all of that. I'm not aware of that, but I now understand that it's a thing. But anyway, long story short, he was a movie fanatic. Kana got say at that age, Terminator,
Terminator, Rambo,
James Bond movies, those things,
yeah.
Rambo, exactly.
Rambo, yeah.
So he was just obsessed with Terminator, and then he saw me, he's like, I wanna this is the Terminator, baba. Kadi masile.
Oh,
so that's how the name came.
You debuted like a professional game with the Jomo Cosmos, that famous and proper hard Jomo Cosmos team.
Yeah.
How did that shape you, Mvana, in your career, as a person, as a whole?
I think it played a very important, crucial part in my career in terms of building the character also, that most youngsters need, actually. I would put it out there and say most youngsters need that as a tool to handle what you always complain about. Hey, no, they can't handle fame. They go to these big clubs and then the hype and then nothing comes out of it and all of that. Yeah, it's because sometimes they don't have the tools,
Yeah.
It's not entirely, the blame is not entirely on them. So anyway, so for me, I think that helped me in terms of handling going to, bigger clubs, fame or whatever you call it,
Yeah.
The money that comes with it. Because by luck, or I was fortunate, it was a blessing in disguise. Yes, Cosmos humble beginnings.
Yeah.
We didn't have a trainer kadi kiti se sa tshwaneng,
You're not
clubhouse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't a thing for me. You love football so much that you overlook everything else.
I see what you're saying.
You don't. We joke about it, but it's not a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me negatively. So we had a good team anyway.
When you got there at 18, 19,
so
who were your teammates in that team there?
Oh, by the way, we were spotted the first time Negnalitso Villa guys. We were playing against Cosmos.
Whoa.
So it was that era. So I think nearly the two of us, we were supposed to go to Cosmos, but I ended up being the only one going.
So you're playing in the same team with
yeah. Kloof Hellenic.
And then you're playing against Cosmos.
We were playing against Cosmos.
Under 19s or under 17s.
Yes, under 17, 16, whatever. Libombazo, yo, Tabang Mulife.
They were all in your team.
Aaron Mukwen.
Yeah, they were all in. Oh, they were on the other side.
Cosmos. They were already at Cosmos, like Imhlati, those guys. Bamoza, obviously. I think Bamoza scouted me. And Lucky always says, "Hi, Linda." So I'll put Lucky there as well.
Did you guys know Lucky was like Jomo Sono's son by then?
Bamoza. No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone for Cosmos.
Okay.
We just played. We played Cosmos at Ren Stadium.
Yeah.
So that's the first time they saw me. But I was select. I was. The whole thing was finalized, or after 2 years or something like that. So I wasn't immediately, I didn't immediately join Cosmos then after that game. It was at the trials. There were trials at Cosmos. I wasn't even supposed to be there. I always tell the story.
Of course.
Yeah, there were passes, Josta. Back then, trials Nedital. For Team A1. And for just the second TV, like the under 19s. Passes packed. Like the old Orlando stadiums.
Yeah, 10,000 kids.
I didn't know. I wasn't aware. This thing is so big. Look, kids love football. Kids, like Black, Soweto or whatever. All over.
Yeah.
Love football. And everyone wanted that spot or few spots.
Yeah.
For one team, under 19, not even the first team. Everyone wanted to be there. But there were buses there. I'm like, hey, where's Alan? Because I went there, Naki Vila Saturday school. Like you, we always say already cheese boy, even though we don't want to admit it. But when the Kike left Saturday school, that thing, they were like, hey,
school first.
But I ended up going there after Saturday school. I thought, hey, let me go see Majita, Naileda, my friends.
Where was this? Where were they
Stadium.
Orlando Stadium.
Yeah, Orlando Stadium. The old Orlando Stadium.
Before it was revamped.
Yeah, before it was revamped.
TKZ.
Halagasha, 140. You know that video? When it was still, like that. So, that. But anyway, I was spotted again there. So I asked one of my friends, hey, Uncanywa diski. I mean, fela nkadime diputsi ke batla ho ranyana. Ankaye, one of the
So
friends.
right there, so you didn't go there prepared.
I didn't.
Timmy.
I had my school bag. I went there not intending to go there. It was an afterthought.
Yeah.
Or oh, by the way, the trials. I'll go on a match. The trial. You know, that's how the decision came.
Yeah.
And that decision happened to be me joining Cosmos because I ended up being selected there.
But you were selected.
And
you were
after
so
like
young
5
that
minutes,
you don't realize that you were selected even before that. And so you were selected twice.
So no, they were like, after Autieng Kaidi Boots.
Yeah.
Then Radlala the small sided, and this guy recognizes me. He says, hey, there's the guy.
Oh.
Stop training. Stop everything. We'll see you Monday for training. I think I was there for like 5 minutes. And Tico always talks about this story, saying that the trial didn't stop because but I'm selected and then everything stopped.
Tico was there as well.
I don't know where he gets the story from.
So they were like, oh, hold up. Hey, stop.
Yeah.
You. Out on the side.
He's talking
We've
nonsense.
We've seen enough.
Nah,
that's how good you were, dog.
Nah, but I always say, there's nothing.
No, but
like
you
that.
were good.
Look,
true story.
I knew I was good, but I didn't know how good I was until then. I was like, when you're slowly beginning to see, okay.
Oh. So when you just thought that you're having fun.
I'm having fun, Josta. Like,
just like my football.
Purely fun.
Yeah.
It was purely fun.
Tell me. People don't know, and we're going to go back to what you've been talking about.
Yeah.
What you see, street football, what you see now, kasi football, what the boys are doing, that's what you used to do back then.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? And like, what happened like now once you went back to Cosmos, you started playing, you went to the professional setup. Did Jomo kind of like mold you and be like, you're not supposed to be doing that anymore or whatever?
No.
You still did it. Definitely.
I think that's the thing, Cosmos and having someone like Jomo,
Yeah.
So when I got there, he used to say, for instance, when I started playing, when I was already playing at Cosmos, even when he coaches me, he would say, Temi, Kena, and then Uba dribble, just have fun. That was my coaching.
So you never used to say much.
And look, a lot of people will criticize and say, coaching Yachale, the tactics, this, now we see boards and whatever.
Yeah.
I get that. But as a kid, you want to enjoy football. You don't want that to be taken away. You don't want that to be eroded,
Yeah.
You still wanna, how can I fully confident, but more than anything, enjoy football. I think that's where it begins. So look, Cosmos, Jomo made me feel like I'm enjoying football. Not overcoached, which is what we see today with most of our footballers and coaches.
So what you think there's too much tactics and too much talking than letting the boys do what they do best.
And too soon.
Oh, okay.
At that age, Cosmos, to answer your question, I didn't get a lot of not too much coaching. I think that's the side of it's important. Enjoy what you're doing. We always say enjoy what you're doing, and you'll excel in it.
Yeah.
So if you're overcoached, how are you going to enjoy?
That's true.
You're being introduced.
So you had a rough diamond. You just needed to be shaping up like there and there and there. And Jomo knew how to do that.
Jomo knew how to do that. I mean, and I'm not against tactics and everything, but I'm just saying that is an important element to be given an opportunity to express yourself and enjoy football. I grew up in times where we were allowed to do that.
What type of person he is, how people like describe him, right? Like people are like, no, Jomo, key bus driver, key manager, and all these type of things. How is it working with the Jomo Mfethu? Like, if you're to be honest with it.
There's two sides to it, Josta, and I always say, you realize how so whole. When you get older, you understand things better, you learn certain things. So with Jomo, yes, I know people will criticize or rather say, he wants to do everything, Jomo, because here and there, whatever. Look, he started this thing from scratch, from nothing. You must understand there's a background there, story. Why certain people are so, and the passion and everything. He knows. I know the story he used to tell us. He struggled a lot. So this thing was everything to him. Obviously, he will see to it that it goes his way. That's the other side. The one side is that now that you understand things better, we also understand that, things could have been better, where could have been done differently, where, you allow certain people, you adapt. We spoke about it.
Yes.
You allow people,
let go and be like, okay,
delegate,
sit back,
delegate, and all the rest. There's also, I think, that kind of approach could have been applied as well from his side, but as I've said, there's two sides to it, so you need to understand it from both sides. Why it happened like that? But look, we know that Jomo was like talent wise, scouting talent, he was the best. He's still the best.
True that.
And that's what he does. I mean, that's his gift. So at some point we had national team players, Jomo Cosmos, 80, 50, 60% of them.
Of the national team.
You know what I mean?
More. Pirates and Chiefs. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Yeah. So can you say that today? Yes. No, of course not. Things are different.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's who Jomo is. That's what you got. That's the kind of Cosmos I come from.
As a human being, what type of person was he though?
Crazy
apparently.
Telling stories. Look,
yeah.
Here's the thing about what I like about Cosmos and those humble beginnings. When I said you learn a lot and it shapes you, it gives you something valuable. It gives you that foundation important. So now, Jomo would, unlike any other chairman, coach, / this, Jomo kanya di cogs. It's a Puma. I can tracksuit he gets dirty, He's in there. He loves that team so much. He loves football.
Yeah.
So, re coach ke chairman, re trainer le chairman. You know what I mean? The boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How to training, ground, and I don't think a lot of players experience that.
Oh yes.
In their careers.
Yeah.
And we get to share that space with that kind of person, an idol, boss.
Yeah.
But we even forget to he's the Jomo, the king, the prince. Interact, rub shoulders with him, and that I think made us, I would say, comfortable. We enjoyed that period. We enjoyed that era of football. The players of that generation, to actually share space with him. We learn a lot from him. He tells stories a lot, and his stories. So you get to understand, hey, this is where I could go with football, or this is where, if I'm struggling with certain things, I actually can, make it. Because now here's the man who can tell, what it feels like, what it is, where he comes from, how he got here. Why born? It's not far-fetched. It's not from, we want to go TV.
As much as he wanted like skillful players, but there was just a thing about this team that as much as he was a skillful player, but he didn't want no soft players. He liked hard players.
The irony of it.
Yeah, what was it about him? Like in terms of you go in there or soft, you are out. You're totally out. The next 2-3 games you'll never play if you're soft.
Yeah.
What does the team talk? Like I'd like to hear like what does the team talk most of the time? Like you guys before you play against Pirates or Chiefs. Because you guys were robust.
So honestly speaking, Lena, that was like mind-boggling for me to actually realize, but this guy, okay, he allowed me, you know what I mean, and players to show their skills and whatever. But he's known for that, like Cosmos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Honestly speaking, I don't know where he got that side of him or a way of doing things. But it was this.
It's crazy. That's a strange thing. Yeah.
When we're in the changing room, he would literally say, hey, Jos, hey man, Bua. Was it a Bua or Chiefs?
The big guy,
Yeah. Man. Hanyani fella just and the guys would follow instructions, like, yes boss, we used to call him boss as well. Yeah, yes boss, Morgan Gould.
Yeah, Morgan apparently
More
was, yeah,
recent.
Morgan was crazy.
Morgan
Yeah.
spoilers. So it was like I think win, but also understand that you don't have what other teams have. You know, the luxury of whether it's resources, but also playing personnel is different. You know, so. But you have to win. You have to win. You streetwise as well. You know what I mean? These things we used to hear. You know what I mean?
So he was on that tip most of the time.
Yeah, he was on the tip, but also he would not restrict or you know, players from expressing themselves. Like I'm saying, the likes, you know, I was allowed to do whatever I want at Cosmos in terms of, you know, even position wise.
I think from like, you know, the third, like, what do you call this? To us, the attacking players had like, you know, more freedom.
Yeah.
But on the defensive side, you wanted like, you know, hard players.
Yes.
Smart.
Yes.
They were comfortable on the ball and whatever.
Yeah.
But when they had to, like, you know, obviously defensively.
You know, actually thinking about it, you know why he did that?
Yeah.
Because he knows what he did to opposition.
Yeah.
He knows what he did to opposition.
Yeah.
So I guess he knew how to now counter that, how to come up with a plan for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know myself. I used to be like this to defenders. Now, when defenders kicked me, I didn't like it. When defenders intimidated me, I didn't like it. He got kicked a lot.
But he never complained.
So
he kept on going.
He used that.
Yeah.
I think he used that tactic for him, for his you know, his team as well.
Ended up at SuperSport. How did that move? Like, you know, you ended up getting poached by, you know, SuperSport. What happened? I mean, now you leaving a team that we know, like, you know, Terminator because of this team. And now suddenly you're at SuperSport. Was it the money?
I was 22, ne?
Yeah.
I think, you know, when I know you're smiling, you say, was it the money?
Because we know, like, back then, 98, 99, 2000, the money was like nothing.
Yeah.
Right? SuperSport probably gave you, like, you know, you probably got a 15,000 yana there at SuperSport. Was it because of that, or maybe you just wanted to change or what?
So it was, I thought I was ready. In hindsight, I could say that probably it was too soon, or it was just another smooth transition. The move was nasty, you know. It didn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Jomo wasn't happy with that at all. We had a fallout, you know. Went to media, you know, newspapers, and all of that. It wasn't a nice move for me, but I was adamant. I guess I was sure that I want to move. You know, I felt that something in me, you know, felt that, look, I need to progress.
That's like what, 3 seasons later, right?
4 probably.
4 seasons.
3, 4, I don't know. Yeah. And I thought, man, I've done. I need to move. And you see, you know, from far working, the grass is greener. You see your other peers are like, moving, making moves.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, man, I wanna. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any player, I'm sure, goes through that.
Were you out of contract with Jomo?
So that's another subject. So that's another subject. That's actually no. The first time, yes, I was out of contract. The second one, it's that issue I'm telling you about. It's a different subject.
Yeah.
When I went to Paris, but the SuperSport one, yes, I was out of contract. I didn't want to renew. Jomo wasn't happy. We fought kinda, and then I went to SuperSport under those circumstances. You know, him not being happy with it at all. And Tiko went. I remember he also went there. So I followed him.
Yeah.
And
who was the coach of SuperSport then? Was it
Pizzo?
Yeah.
Pizzo actually, for the longest time, wanted me to come to SuperSport. He was the assistant then. Yeah. Grobler? Was it Bruce Grobler at some point?
Oh, yeah, Bruce Grobler.
I think. So back then, Pizzo was the assistant then. And before I even went there, he was like, come to SuperSport, But I was like, no, Jomo, go speak to Jomo.
Yeah.
But that move ended up happening here. Okay. Eventually, I ended up going there. He was still after me. I went there. the irony is that we also had a fallout with him,
Yeah.
when I went to SuperSport.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. But anyway, I went to SuperSport under those circumstances, under those conditions that were not, ideal.
You
For
think
Jomo.
like,
For Jomo. But I came back. I mean,
2 years later, you're back at Cosmos and whatever. And how was... Okay, let's start about Pito. Like, what was the fallout?
Yeah.
If you're willing to talk about that. Why didn't you like make it? Obviously, like you were a top player.
Yeah.
Why didn't you like make it when you go to SuperSport? Because this is the person that's always admired you from far. Now you got a chance to play for him. What happened there?
I like how you say you were a top player. I thought I was a top player.
No, you were.
No, I'm saying you think you are good or like very good.
Yeah.
But you realize that no, I wasn't actually that good.
Oh.
You
were not ready.
You do an introspection.
Yeah.
But this is me later.
Yes.
This is me later with a matured mind.
Yeah.
When I look back, we have to be honest sometimes as players.
Yeah.
At that time, you don't see it.
Yeah.
Ontwana, you think like a young person. But I realized that with a matured mind. Anyway, so I went to SuperSport. Pizzo, the fallout started, I think when I got there, we started seeing, I started seeing that actually this is not what this is not where I want to be, so to speak. This is not the type of football. This is not how I want to be managed.
Okay.
Okay. It was more about how I was managed.
Okay.
I felt I don't have the freedom in terms of on the pitch to play a certain way, and he wanted me to play Katsela, but also off the field.
Yeah,
managing me off the field. It didn't go down well with me. So when you are being micromanaged, I felt I was being micromanaged. And look, there were youngsters there. It's fine. You can deal with them like youngsters.
Yeah.
According,
Yeah.
But I felt he could have handled it better. I don't like to speak about such issues when the person is not here.
Yeah.
But it is an interview. I have to say my story.
Yeah.
He'll say his.
Yeah.
We have no quarrels with him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I forgave him.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
Tip.
I'm okay
like
with
he was
it.
on that tape. You like call you guys at 12 o'clock. You would when you sleep and check up on you if you home.
I mean, he was that guy. He's that guy.
Is that true?
No, he's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy. He knows. He's that person. I think that's who he is. Even as I mean, he loves football. He's passionate.
Yeah.
Why that is key?
And discipline is key.
So I think when he can't translate that to the next person, it frustrates him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what probably happened between us.
Oh yeah.
I also had my way of doing things.
You were old school.
My principles, and when I feel that now you are getting into my space in a way that I don't like. Then that's how I think this whole thing happened. And we had a fallout. I now started training on the sides and doing Aksadala, all of that. It was frustrating. I almost quit football.
No, Tim.
I got into like a young depression, as the kids say. Yeah, like
because you are being sidelined because now you're not agreeing to what your head coach.
You know
what
I mean?
This is how I treat my players.
Yeah,
you're gonna do it, or if you don't do it, you're out.
I know you like that. I know you the same.
I'm like totally like that.
I know you the same.
I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, so that's exactly it.
I wouldn't have survived if somebody. I'm at work, but when I'm at home, leave me. I'm at home. That's my private space. Space. You can't be calling me and like checking if I'm out or not. I went out. If I rock up late at training, then you've got a right to ask to discipline me.
Yes.
But after football, leave me alone.
So
because I'm old school like that, because I come from that type of school as well. So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. I know, right. There should be a line. Draw a line and this is my space. Now, and when I'm a professional, I'll give you that.
Yes.
So
and I'll be a professional at home as well.
No.
Believe me that I'll be a professional at home as well.
And then you know what I mean. So I'm not saying that gives me a right, but I'm just saying let's treat each other with that respect.
So you're training on the side for like 2 years and whatever. The next thing, boom, you decided to go back to Jomo, or did Bro Jomo say come back?
Yeah, so I played for like probably a few games at SuperSport.
Yeah.
It was good, but things just didn't go well. Yeah. The next season, I didn't play at all. I understood. But I had to look. I'm giving you like a
of course,
a short version of the story. But I'm saying it was so frustrating that I wanted to quit football. Training alone, gotta. But that also I did it. I initiated that idea to say I had to be matured. I have to be
be professional.
To stay professional, exactly.
Where there's no professionalism anymore, because then now it's more personal.
I could have been like just rebellious and being
drinking. If you like drinking, you could have been. That's how most people don't understand how some football players end up getting into drinking a lot, because now you're frustrated.
Have done all of that,
and you could have done that. But when you kept on keeping the professional side of it, as tough as it is, you kept on reporting to training every day.
Yeah.
Regardless that you don't play over the weekend.
Yes.
You're being sidelined.
No, a lot happened. I mean, there was a player, there was more to it also that frustrated me, that prompted me to actually even further to want to move from the team, where an incident like, I'll give you a version of it. I got a call from an agent from USA. I was supposed to go for trials, and they told me no. SuperSport at that time, someone came to me and told me, if you are moving, you should take this player also with you. A certain player. They wanted me to take one player. He played for Bafana as well. They wanted me to take that player with me, but I'm like, no, but this is my deal, So I thought,
hold up, repeat that. So your deal, you are being told, we're not like you want to be signed by a team, but they say no, you can't go alone. You have to go with this guy.
Yeah,
they don't want this guy.
Yeah, no, they don't want exactly. Oh,
they want you. Who can I guide this guy?
You see how you find it difficult to
it's strange. Okay.
So when that happened, I was like, no, this is not normal. This is there's something more to this, and I don't want to be part of this. This is not okay. Maybe it's time. It's time for me. That's it. It's time for me to actually now accept this and move on. So fortunately, with all of that happening, you understand, it wasn't a conducive environment for me to survive.
This is the year when you were not playing at all. Now you're not playing.
I'm not
training,
playing.
You're not playing.
Yes.
But now a team that even though you're not playing, you still get an offer somewhere else. Do you understand what's going on?
Yes. So hey, look. When something is yours, it's yours. No, it doesn't matter what happens. If just I believe in that. So I ended up now moving. How I move from SuperSport to Cosmos, back to Cosmos. Already we were talking with Jomo. So we squashed everything.
That's nice.
He's that type of person.
Nice,
we have that type of relationship with him.
It was like a father figure to you type of thing.
So we laughed about it, and it's like, Zogal, come back. You can come back. Situation is kind of difficult. They'll have to buy me out and all of that.
You still had one more year or 2 more years in the contract.
I still had a year. I was still on contract. So halfway through the season, I moved. To Maritzburg, because they made a deal. SuperSport made a deal with Maritzburg. Played half a season at Maritzburg. Went back to Cosmos. That's how I went back to Cosmos for the second time.
And then Paga comes through, and you got a deal. How did that? You play a few games for Cosmos, and then Pirates comes through. How did that happen? How did you feel about that?
You see, I'm smiling.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come to you guys.
You were supposed to come to Sundowns.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy.
I was
So it was
supposed to come
Sundowns
to
and
you guys.
Pirates.
When I went to Cosmos the second time,
Yeah.
the first season, as I got to Cosmos, got a call from Gordon.
Mm.
It's like, hey, Zogalam,
Yeah. Yeah.
we want. At that time, I knew I can't do that to Jomo.
Oh.
I cannot do that to Jomo.
You can't do the same thing that you did when you went to SuperSport.
Yeah. You know
so
what
you
I
signed
mean?
for how long? Like now, when you went back to Cosmos, you signed
2
for how long?
seasons.
So you got 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Before you even start on your first season now. Gordon calls you.
On my first season.
Yeah.
It's like, we want you. Sundowns contacts. Yeah, so I'm like, no, look, talk to Jomo. You know what I mean? I was sure about it. I was like, no, I'll talk to Jomo. I knew. My mind was made that I don't want to make the same mistake. And also, I'm just being loyal. At least he deserves it. You know, he took me back and all of that. So I was like, I was sure about it. I was like, hey, speak to Jomo. If he agrees, sharp. So I sent them to Jomo and I don't know, they spoke, whatever. I wasn't really
interested. You like
not that I wasn't interested, but I wasn't I wasn't going to force again. You know, that
after what happened,
it was going to be on Jomo's
terms.
terms. You know, I said, I wanted to show that loyalty.
Yeah.
So I went back. It's the second season. You guys called again.
So that's like 12 months later they called again. They still want you.
I think that's when we got relegated. So when Cosmos gets relegated, that's that time.
Yeah.
Sundowns comes with an offer again, obviously following up again, you know? And I was like, hey,
yeah.
So it's exciting. I mean, everyone wants to play for Sundowns. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I look at my position. I'm like, oh, you had already left. You went to Denmark when I
that's before I came back from Denmark.
Sharp. You were in Denmark.
I was in Denmark then.
Yes, you were in Denmark.
They were looking for a right winger.
We came to Denmark in the midst of everything. In with all that happening.
Who came to Denmark? You.
Wait, Cosmos. Okay. Cosmos,
hold up, I need to hear
while
this.
I'm still at Cosmos, the second year, before Cosmos gets relegated, we go to Denmark.
Okay.
Pre-season training.
Okay.
Copenhagen winner. Where were you?
I was in Aarhus, second biggest town there.
Okay, we went to Brøndby.
Yeah, Brøndby.
Yeah, you know, Jomo used to get those. Yeah. Brøndby. Actually, so it's those kind of trips, those kind of, So we off-season games and all of that.
Brøndby.
Yeah, which was good. I got an offer. I think I told you the story.
Oh, yes. I got an offer. They wanted you.
I got an offer. Yeah. Things happened. Negotiations, whatever. I was so disappointed. That was my last chance. That was my last chance. Jomo.
So they liked you at Brøndby?
Joe, I was supposed to stay behind.
Now what happened?
Jomo said no. I think he wanted proper negotiations, kind of. Yeah. If you want... he's still smart also. I think he felt, hey, that was
yeah.
You know,
if I stay, he like, no, you stay.
Yeah.
And Jomo's
they wanted me to stay.
Yeah.
Our team was supposed to go back. They wanted to stay for a week, you know, assess, try, whatever.
Yeah.
And so that happened. That didn't happen. That deal fell through.
Oh, dog.
When it hurt me to an extent that I think that actually made my decision easier to leave Cosmos and go to Pirates then.
So you were disappointed by how he handled the stuff?
One of the disappointments, one of the things that I thought,
why could you do this? Like,
this you know what I mean?
Been good for me,
and maybe also that I wanted to, it was my last chance. I was 26 at that time.
And they hardly signed 26-year-olds, eh?
Well, you get now you understand. You get my point.
Looking for like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds.
So I came a disappointed player when we came back and all of that. I wasn't myself anymore. It was that. It was okay. I'm thinking about the Sundowns was in the picture for the second time, but now Cosmos gets relegated. Immediately when the season ends, when Cosmos gets relegated, Sundowns still comes with the offer. Obviously, they want to get me back.
Yeah.
I now want to go. But yeah, Jomo does the negotiations and all of those things, but Pirates comes into the
with
picture
Sundowns,
as well.
like
yeah.
you were in negotiation with Sundowns, you're about to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pirates comes into the picture, but I want to go to Pirates, all of that. Because Cosmos, Sundowns, there was too much competition there in my position
No,
at that
by
time.
then, no.
No, at that time.
Before I came back.
That's my main reason for not going there.
Are you serious? But then who was playing on your position, tell me? Like, because before I came back, I think there was no right winger.
There it was Cheese, it was Motong, it was... Is it Motong? Ke Motong?
Oh, that's Motong, yeah. Motong,
yeah. Cheese, Motong, there were 4 of them, I know. Aksawpula Limang.
Yeah.
But there were already 3 or 4 players that are in that one position.
Oh, yeah,
I was going to be there, the 4th or the 5th one. I was like, you know what? Common sense. Yeah. I can fight for my position, but not 3 spots. For 3 spots.
So Pirates was like, when I was like, okay, then they didn't have a right winger than the Pirates. Out and out, right?
I thought my chances at Pirates were better than they were at Cosmos. I think I
like how you're looking at it. It was not about the money, it was about your chances of playing.
Yeah, I was tempted. When you think Sundowns, you're tempted.
Yeah.
You want to go because of them. But money, I was not fully, how do I say, engaged about it. I was not fully, in those negotiations.
Who was negotiating? You had an agent then? Or were you doing it yourself?
No, Jomo was doing it. I didn't know that. Yeah. Jomo was it was normal. You know, he was team to team, I guess.
Yeah.
Negotiations. But yeah, Pirates came into the picture and I wanted now to go to Pirates and I ended up going to Pirates then. But that also, remember I told you about that subject. Yeah. That also was a controversial one where, a lot happened in terms of legalities of it.
Now you're dealing with like 2 bosses here. You like that's
yeah, but obviously,
so, cause as well.
Yeah. So, but long story short, I ended up playing for Pirates.
Tell me about how did that change your life? how was that? Like how was that? Like that's when now I think you're enjoying your football. Like I might be wrong. I know you enjoyed football at Cosmos, but now you came out.
Yeah.
You came out, go Pirates, and then this is a team also that just was killing everybody.
Let me tell you something. I like how you put it. And I always say, when not only Josta at Wits, I feel like you are fired. You know what I mean? Yeah. But obviously, because from a player's perspective, people who are outside say, hey, Josta was Sundowns, Chiefs, and Denmark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vets, not so much. Abaybuga now.
No, they only say, Nachisa go Sundowns. I try Sundowns no.
Yes.
Chiefs, So which you get that a lot.
So to answer your question, I'm saying at Pirates, I became bigger. I became known. Why won?
Okay. You didn't play the best there. You think you didn't play the best?
No, I could have been the same as Cosmos. But my name
came out. Yeah.
My name became bigger. The platform, it was a bigger scale. It was I got recognition. More. Now we know who, a lot of people now know who Terminator is, Dikgang Mabalane is. They knew at Cosmos, but now it was amplified. Okay, the Terminator. I mean, it's Pirates, it's Chiefs. You know what I mean? Even when I signed, they told me, your life is going to change. Indeed, it did change.
You had SuperSport.
Yes.
And that was a different type of environment.
Yeah.
You had Jomo, different type of environment.
Yeah.
And you had the triple treble situation where you guys Pirates hasn't won trophies in a long time.
Yeah.
And now, who was the coach there?
Krol. Rudy Krol. The Dutch.
You think the guy took the best out of you?
Yes. I started being coached. What I was missing from development, I got it later on in my 27. That's when you get the basic, like that basic coaching.
27.
At 27.
See what I said? I saw you coming out there.
Yeah.
I saw you at your best. You could hit the ball, shoot. You scored goals from the arc
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
remember that, like, you know, that long range that you had.
Yeah.
So you started, like, you know, coming inside. Normally, you used to stay more on the line.
Yeah.
I saw you, like, you know,
yes.
growing as a player, coming in, shifting inside. How all those, like, you know, right backs be going up and down.
Yeah.
You guys used to do it back then.
Yeah.
You started understanding your wing play even better.
Yes. So
do you understand that? Like, that's when I saw that a lot.
Yeah. When did you see that? Cosmos or Pirates?
I saw your Pirates.
So, again, at Pirates, I was refined. At Cosmos, I was still raw. You know, necessary, really.
Yeah.
For confidence, for belief. At Pirates, I got refined. Fortunately, there was a coach in place for that. I was fortunate enough to get someone before I ended my career without getting that kind of coaching, which a lot of players go through.
But a lot of players
finish their careers without getting that.
Some players, like, at that age, you can't actually, like, change them.
Yes.
But this guy was able to do that at 27. That's what I'm impressed about. Like, you know, you came out.
Now
who were the players, dog? Who were the players that when you got there? Who were the players? Who were you competing with, first of all?
Yes.
Who were the players in that team?
Joseph Bakanya was there.
No.
Cheese Boy was there. I believe Mbuyana was playing wing as well. But yeah. And Mbuyana and Nachis at that time, you know? So again, there's competition, but I thought it's better competition. It's not like 3 players, you know, 4 players in one position.
Yeah.
So there's a chance of fighting.
Yeah.
And at that time, Joe is my buddy, you know, cool guy. We're good in the football space. I like him, you know, but I have to go compete. But yeah, anyway.
But let me tell you how you do. So you're talking about Dogo, you're talking about Cheese. They had an awkward type of style of play, like, you know, stop, go, stop, go type of, you know, skillful, like, you know, the 1-2s. You were totally different. You were like, you know, out, like, what do you call it? Like, you wanted the ball more behind the defense.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you were more, you were more quicker. They were more quicker on the ball.
Yeah.
You were more quicker off the ball.
Yes.
So probably you came at the right time, what the coach wanted. Not now you competing with, like, great players. I've seen those players even today when they're 50 years old.
Yeah.
How they shift when they have that ball.
Yeah. Good players, yes.
So you know what I mean? So you gave the coach something totally different, because I don't know who was playing on the left side.
Tiko was there.
Yeah.
But I think they played in the middle at that time.
Yes, he was more drifting on the inside.
Yeah. When I came through, they shifted him more to the left.
So you gave them, like, that output of, like, putting in the crosses, looking for the ball behind and all of that. It was a right choice. Not that I'm not saying if you went to Sundowns, you would have done it, but they had Motong who could play like you as well.
Yes.
At Sundowns.
Yes. So you understand?
Yeah, now I understand.
Know your battles. No.
Snap.
Choose your battles. Yeah, understand what you're facing. Know your competition.
Dog, you get there. Yeah. Pirates hasn't won trophies in, like, many years. In your 2 years, you win 6 trophies with them. How was that?
Oh, is it 6?
6 trophies. 6 trophies in 2 years.
Let me tell you also, the reason I went to Pirates, I thought, this is my only opportunity to win the league. All I wanted at that age, I said, I made a promise to myself that I cannot finish my career without winning the league. What would I be playing for? I want the biggest thing on offer. Yeah. Give it a career and have a medal. Yeah, league. For me, I made that decision that I have to get that.
Out of all the 6 trophies that you've won, yes, okay, I know you wanted the league and whatever. Which was the best trophy that you've ever won out of all of them?
As in, like, in my career?
In your career, yeah.
Number 1, Cosmos Cup, Coca-Cola Cup. Okay. I think that's number 1 with the league with Pirates. That's, you
Which
know,
one? The first league Pirate, the first one?
The first one,
or the second one?
With Pirates.
Yeah,
the first league. Pirates. I think the league that I won with Pirates, the first one. But Cosmos, the Coca-Cola Cup, for me, was my first cup ever.
Yeah.
Something I achieved, saying I'm a winner. I won a cup game, a cup with a club. And I think also the bonuses and all of that, you know what I mean? It was nice to get that. Yeah, it's an achievement.
Crazy stats, right? played for like 15 years in the game. If I'm wrong, like you gotta correct me. You had like, I think 1 cap for Bafana. And
Yes.
it's like crazy stats. And I see a
Yes.
lot of good players.
Yeah.
And you see, you got Boshabalala, who got like almost 100 caps.
Yeah.
You got Boteko, who got like Buma 50.
Yeah.
Killer.
Yeah.
No, you were a good player.
Yes.
1 cap for Bafana.
I was. Yeah.
Dude, you were.
Yeah.
1 cap for Bafana, dog. How does that make you feel? Like,
Yeah.
was it an honor? Did you really, like, did you play or were you sitting on the bench? We know like a lot of people like,
At Bafana. No,
at
I played.
Bafana. You played, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
How
when
did
you
that
can't,
make you?
when you can't also book Kosafa and what.
Yeah.
But still, you're 100% right. How does it make me feel?
Yeah, how does it make you feel?
So I've never actually honestly answered this question. I've never spoken about that. Funny enough. And I've never been asked that question. I always reflect on that, and I can honestly give you this answer. In football, there's an element of luck. I'll explain. There's an element of luck that plays also, or that's at play for most footballers. I'll elaborate. When I was at Pirates, I know I was at my peak. Age-wise, game-wise, I was at my peak. There were a lot of calls, why not included this, that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Why is it not being called up?
Here's the thing.
You're winning trophies season out.
Here's the thing. And I don't know if, but timing also is important. Ne? Timing. That's why I say element of luck. Pizzo is coaching at Bafana. He was like an assistant or whatever coaching.
I didn't know this guy was
now
who told you how to speak?
Eh?
Okay, let's hear this. Like, I never looked at it like that.
Look, and I'm saying this because I'm being open about it.
Yeah.
And it's a fact.
I like that. Yeah.
These are facts. That's why I'm saying element of luck and timing that can actually make a difference in your career. So the situation being that situation, I already knew at the back of my mind, I knew that, 2010 World Cup comes at the wrong time for me.
You just answered my next question, dog.
You know?
You just hit me up like, I don't even have to
this
ask.
This is big. This is 2010. This is World Cup. Not just to Josta Dladla World Cup. It's in South Africa. It's everything.
You're one of the best right wingers in the league.
Yeah. So I'm not just fighting to get to Bafana. World Cup comes at that time. 2010.
You buzzing, boy.
So are
you listening to what this
with that, I know when I hear the noise, media, going back and forth, they come to me, ask me questions. Why was that Bafana? I have to be diplomatic about it. I can't tell them, Yeah. But I knew
deep inside,
No, I knew. Yeah. I knew that this is going to be mission impossible. My chances are 0.11, whatever.
Let me play devil's advocate. Right? Try and save you there. So that the old man doesn't think that, you're trying to
no.
smack his name. We're not doing that. But we just being real, right?
We passed that now.
Yeah.
We passed that. It was part of football career.
Yeah.
Even if I see him, we're cool.
Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Now, this is like we were playing the Brazilian way of play.
That's a good point, by the way.
Now we're playing with the right full backs, left full backs,
Yes.
it's going up and down. Now they want the 10s, they want the guys to play
100%.
how Spain is playing right now. You've been watching Spain in the Euro 2024, how they're playing. The wingers, sometimes they out, sometimes they go out, they go inside to open space for the wingers. Maybe me, and I'm going to put myself in there.
Yeah.
Because I also felt like left out in that team.
Did you play?
I was playing for Sundowns and I was doing well on that.
No. Were you at the World Cup?
No, I think I was supposed to be there because I was buzzing as well at Sundowns.
Yo. Now it's gonna sound like it's a
no, but we be for real.
Like
we be for real.
They're crying for spilled milk.
Yeah,
But look,
I'm saying
that's what
that,
I'm saying. We're honest about how we feel.
Yeah, you know that's how I felt
feel.
as well.
Yeah.
I felt like, no, man, I should be making
Yeah.
it. No, I should be making it. If it
Yeah.
And I understand where you're coming from because I was feeling like that as well.
Sure.
Now, I was not winning. I think I was at Chiefs. I was not winning that much. You were winning more than me.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, maybe you were not what they wanted.
That's what I'm saying. It's a good point that you're making. So it's the two sides. That's
Two sides.
The one I told you is one side.
That's
the other side, which took me a while
to think about
it. But I did. And it is exactly that.
Why did you choose to leave football? Like, was that a personal thing? What was in your mind when you said, no, I'm quitting?
Hey, we wish we could just go to Saudi Arabia. Hey, lately, there's a lot of money there to be made.
We only find out now.
Arab money.
Yeah, or China. You could have gone to China.
Yeah.
Why did you just let go?
No, but it's also sometimes not entirely on you, Wabon. And I mean, I might look young, but I might feel different.
Yeah.
But I know that's not the case with me. I still felt fine. Well, with me, it just happened that it didn't end as I would have loved. You know the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go to a point where the love of football now was like diminishing, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt, yeah, man, there's nothing that really pushes me, nothing that really makes me wake up now. And it's because of exactly what happened when we retired.
We were at Swallows.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot happened there. Yeah, and at that age, at that, where you are in your career, you don't need that. So, yeah, I was. It's not something that I planned, but I knew it's coming. So I had to take the decision. But also, I was fortunate enough that there was something to transition to.
Yeah.
SuperSport came, and thankfully for that, it's better.
Bro, I think we've we've gone past our time now, but I know me and you can talk the whole day, bro. But thanks for coming through. Tammy, thanks for coming through and sharing your stories with us. And thanks everybody at home, for supporting us and listening to the show and watching the show on YouTube as well. And you can go to mtnfc.co.za to see those behind the scenes footages as well. And don't forget to check us out on Spotify as well. And you can check us out on Apple, music as well. So this show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for MTNFC, guys. Shout out to MTN for doing that. Keep on supporting us. We're going for the 10th. I think I'm aiming for 10 seasons for this thing. So this is the only second season, bro.
Okay.
8 more to go, 8 more seasons to go. But you opening the second season, bro. And thanks for coming through.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I know you don't do a lot of interviews, you don't talk about a lot of stuff. You open up and you said a few stuff that you've never told anybody. That's the whole thing about this show.
That I said for the first time in an interview.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but we here to teach the people about the footballers not only on the pitch. That's what they know Tammy on the pitch, but they don't know that you guys are smart like this.
You
got guys that are smart, that are reading.
Compliments.
There's still more coming through, guys. Keep on supporting. Thanks for watching. And next week I'm gonna be coming with another guy as well. So keep on watching and check us out and see who's gonna be coming next week. Sure.